Welcome here or welcome back to the Road to 2000 Elo, everybody. We're going to be going over a game that I played today. Unfortunately, I recorded the entire game and I lost the audio. The audio did not record. So I'm just going to show you guys the game. It's going to be a quick video because this was an awesome game. And I think it really showcases the levels up that I've made in my chess. And the rating showcases this 1651, guys. This is I'm one win away from my peak, which is awesome, which is really, really awesome. So we're going to go over this game. I had the white pieces. It was Canadian versus Canadian. So an awesome game that we had. And okay, so let's get into it. So D4, obviously, this is my normal opening. We go with the Jobava. But okay, he starts with knight to F6. So against the kind of King's Indian, where we see like these kinds of setups, here, castle. I mean, this is how I like to play. We go with knight C3 still, and we see the G6 move, bishop to F4, and we see the bishop coming out to G7, and okay, E4, key move, take the center. Knight holds this, so you cannot take. Everything looks good. We take the full center, and E6. Now, in this position, there is another line where you can just go E5, and if they take, you take back, opening up and allowing the queens to see each other. So often you'll see this queen trade, and the knight will go either back or here in a lot of instances. If they go here or there, either way, you play knight to D5, and you're threatening to get in. So if they play this and they take your bishop, well, you take with check, and you get a quick checkmate on the board, which is always nice. So there's a lot of good setups here for white, but it is technically a mistake because they don't have to take. They could just play this, and suddenly you're not really the best shape. So it's a good line, but it is risky. So, okay. We go with more of a solid line. E6, we go queen to D2. Queen D2. He castled. I castled as well. He goes A5, F3. Okay, F3 is just prepping for G4, H4, H5 ideas. We've got this battery. So the battery is going to go and trade off the bishop at some point and hold the H pawns. As soon as the bishop is here, the H pawn cannot push H5. So you want to push that before you start throwing the pawns so that H5 cannot be pushed and H4, H5 hits a bit harder. So A4. So we quickly block this off with A3. Bishop comes out, totally fine. And E5. As soon as the bishop comes out, and most of the time it's the knight or the bishop landing here on D7 immediately pins your bishop or your knight to your queen. Because if I go E5, which is exactly what I play, and then he takes, well, okay, now you cannot, you can't move your bishop because now your bishop is pinned to your queen. And because your knight is still here and your rooks are not seeing each other, this is pretty deadly because if you move this, well, I mean, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. This, right? So, okay. E5 or D takes E5 and opponent goes for the knight H5 line. So attacking the bishop, but this is all part of the plan. Bishop wants to move anyways. Bishop to H6. Getting the bishop into the line with intends to trade off the bishop and go for the pawn storm. Taking the bishop or him taking me, G4. And G4 is already essentially trapping the knight. If you go G4 here, for example, if you play a random move like knight C6, and you go G4, your knight has no squares. The only option for you is to go takes a knight here so that you can save your knight in this capacity, but still in this position, H4. And I'm going to come and I'm going to blow up this position, right? So, okay, so G4. Sorry, hold on. Okay, wait, here we are. Knight here, bishop to H6, and he does take. He takes immediately. So I take back. So I'm holding the H pawn, H7 pawn in position so that this H4, H5 idea is going to hit pretty hard. But first he goes knight C6. Okay, G4 immediately. And now you notice that my queen is away from here. Now it doesn't matter that your rooks see each other because I'm still pinning your bishop to your queen. So you still can't move your bishop. So now even if you move your bishop, I just take your queen, right? So g4, knight here, only move. h4, okay? h4 looks like it hangs a pawn on e5. And after some review, kind of it does. I mean, but the attack is so strong that it doesn't matter, right? And we'll go over the game review and show you guys the moves after this, after we go through this here. But so he takes, okay, and h5. All we want to do is open up this path for this pawn to get hit by the queen and the rook, and it's going to be deadly for him. h5, he pushes e6. I take, opening up the file, and queen takes. All right, so king has escape squares. Now you can play this, and then there's probably just going to be a bunch of trades, and that's just going to be that, right? But okay, takes, he goes there, and I find the best move in the position, which is f4. What I see here with f4 is I want this knight to go away. The knight is kind of holding some real estate there that I don't really want it to take. It looks like, again, it hangs a pawn, but it is actually the best move because now I go bishop to d3. Idea is, okay, now we're looking at this pawn. This pawn is hit with the queen and the bishop. If I can get the bishop to take, or the queen to take, I'm going to be controlling a lot of real estate. Actually, queen takes, and I just win the knight, right? So, okay, queen or bishop to d3. Queen comes out and protects the pawn. So this is a key moment, all right? I was like, all right, okay, what do I do here? Very key moment. And I wasn't exactly sure what the move was, but I looked for a second and I realized that this rook is looking right at the bishop as well. And this is also where the king is. So this is going to be pretty beautiful if I can get the rook there. So what do? I sacrifice the bishop! Bishop takes g6. Because after the queen takes, right, which of course is going to happen, and in the game, I nearly just took here and went for takes, and here. But okay, definitely not the way. Just rook takes. Throw in the check first. All right. King is under a lot of pressure here. And I knew there was a mate. I knew there was a mate in this position. I just couldn't exactly see it. It took me a while. So if we look at the time here, right now it's 7 minutes and 14 seconds, right? Keep that number in mind. This is a 10-minute game. So we've moved pretty quickly up to this point, but I knew that there was a mate. So I took a while to really make sure I had it. So took about a minute and sacked the bishop for this one. And we see this move. I took 10 seconds to realize that taking with this is better than taking the queen. And okay, king goes here. And so here I had quite a while to look at different options, right? First thing I thought of was this check. Okay, this check was okay. You go here though, and I wasn't exactly sure what to do from here, right? I mean, where's my checks? Where's my checks? And even rook comes in and, there's still maybe some problems here for me. And so I couldn't exactly see it with this move. And okay, so I don't play that. That move is out of the cards. And so the move that I find is knight to e4. Knight to e4 check. At first I didn't even consider this because I thought, well, it's queen takes, right? But no, queen takes back. So I get his queen in that case. So definitely not a good trade for him. So excuse me. Knight to e4. And when the king comes this way, we have given another check. So I was still so confused here. I was not sure. Where do I have my mate? I could not see it. I could not see the mate. But sure enough, check again, trying to deflect the king. If you take here, obviously I win the queen, right? So you can't take. So check here. King has to go back. And we give this check, and my opponent resigns because there is a forced mate on the board. You have to play this. My rook is occupying all of these squares. My knight is now occupying this square. My queen or my pawn is occupying these two squares. And so your only move is to block with the queen. You get mated. And that was it. And if we look at the review here, guys, and I'll just switch scenes so that you can see this here. If you look at the review here, I played with a 94.5. My opponent played with a 75.6, like a 2300. This was a excuse me. This was an awesome game, and I'm so sad that the audio didn't record for this one. But hopefully this was insightful for you guys. If we look, oops, I pressed the wrong thing. Sorry. If we look back at this position and go back to right here, this is where things started to go the right way. F4 is the right way. Doesn't seem like it is. You're hanging a pawn, but bishop to D3. You're kind of just making real estate for your bishop to get in and attack, add some attackers to this, and then the bishop take. I was so sad this wasn't a brilliant move. I was hoping this was a brilliant move, but I guess it's kind of not too difficult to find. So whatever, we're going to say it's brilliant. And okay, he takes, rook takes, best move, the only move in the position. And then now we have mate in 7. And so I knew there was a mate in 7 here. And we find all the moves, knight e4, knight to g3, all the best moves. And your best move is to take. But yeah, it's still mate. I'm winning the queen. So, and we find this beautiful checkmate. Beautiful checkmate. So guys, that's going to do it. 1651, one game away from the peak. And I'm looking forward to getting there. Hopefully in the next episode. My plans, guys, is I know I've been mostly live streaming these last few days. So that's why I haven't gotten a Roach 2000 video out in a few days, but I am going on a vacation in a couple weeks. So I'm going to be pre-recording some videos and making sure that I have videos probably every other day, maybe every day. We'll see how much I can do over these next few days to get things ready. But either way, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to the journey to see us get to 2,000. That is the goal, and I'd love to have you with me. But with that being said, we will see you guys in the next one.